From kidnappings to attempted assassinations, personal protection officers, better known as bodyguards, are seen as the preserve of executives, royalty, and political figures alike. And the number of high-net-worth individuals continues to grow. Bodyguards are now in demand for an increasing and diverse range of clients. But just what makes a person worth protecting, you might ask? Well, you're about to find out. Today, we're looking at the 5 most heavily guarded billionaires in the world. Welcome back to our channel. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified every time we upload a new video. Number 5, Jeff Bezos. There is a whole new thread of problems that arise when you enter into the world of rich and famous, one being safety and security. That would mean that the world's richest man, Jeff Bezos, probably has to take some precautions to ensure his own safety, right? Well, Jeff Bezos has bodyguards. Not only is he invested in the personal protection of his own personal bodyguards, but also had to invest in their extensive security measures with the fortune he has amassed. Bezos has had to ensure the security of his family, friends, and close colleagues from any threats. Bezos has a net worth of around $204 billion, and with that much money, a lot of safety concerns arise. Kidnappers could target Bezos to try and hold him or his person for ransom. There is also the inevitable hate that other people have towards Bezos. Some of that hate has been from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Bezos came under the fire of the Saudis after his newspaper, The Washington Post, published incriminating stories regarding the death of Jamal Khashoggi. Although Bezos does not have a hand in what The Washington Post publishes, that did not stop the Saudis from attacking him. Gavin de Becker, Bezos' chief of security, found that the Saudis were responsible for hacking Jeff Bezos' phone and sending private information to the National Enquirer. Being under the attack of an entire nation certainly means Bezos needs some backup. Bezos uses Gavin de Becker's company, Gavin de Becker and Associates, for his own personal security. He has a deep trust in the security that de Becker provides. Bezos even went so far as to write de Becker a blank check in order to discover who was behind the cell being hacked. In 2016, when Bezos had a cameo in the movie Star Trek Beyond, the world received a small amount of insight into his security measures. Actor Chris Pine, one of the stars of the movie, recalled to Vanity Fair that Bezos showed up with 9 bodyguards and 3 limos. It was really intense, he recalls. According to the most recent reports, Bezos spends around $1.6 million a year on personal security, whether it be hiring a personal entourage of bodyguards or installing bulletproof glass to his office. Bezos does need to ensure his own safety as the richest man in the world. Taking risks in the realm of security is not an option. Number 4, Mark Zuckerberg. Prominent Silicon Valley companies spend liberally to protect their intellectual property. Some also shell out considerable amounts to protect their executives. Apple's most recent proxy statement shows the company spent $310,000 on personal security for CEO Tim Cook, but that's a fraction of other tech giants' expenditures. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg was the costliest executive to protect. Since 2015, Mark Zuckerberg has spent around $20 million annually on security, with $7.3 million going towards his own personal bodyguards for his home and his travels. These bodyguards are sometimes called Zuckerberg's secret police. Some rumors suggest the detail is made up of 16 full-time guards that work in shifts at all times. With a company that is constantly under fire for accumulating massive amounts of personal data from its users and selling that information to the highest bidder, Zuckerberg seems to prefer to keep his own personal life a better-kept secret. In the past year, Facebook spent more than $23 million to provide security for its CEO. In a statement, the company said, "We believe that Mr. Zuckerberg's role puts him in a unique position. He is synonymous with Facebook, and as a result, negative sentiment regarding our company is directly associated with and often transferred to Mr. Zuckerberg." Armed executive protection officers stand on constant guard outside Zuckerberg's gated homes in the Bay Area, at least one of which also features a panic room. If he goes through a bar, his team will first sweep through to make sure it's safe. They will then vet any new doctors, and they will assess his instructors if he wants to take up a new hobby. He is driven everywhere, with the security team monitoring traffic and adjusting his route accordingly. Facebook's chief operating officer, Sheryl Sandberg, also has a constant security protection program similar to Zuckerberg's. This exemplifies the gravity of the Facebook executive's protection. Number 3. Queen Elizabeth. Part of being royal involves regular interactions with the public and remaining as accessible as possible, but security can be a big issue, especially in today's world. Having members of the royal family continue to do their jobs without putting themselves at risk? The answer is that they have an enormous team of security that tries to remain entirely invisible at public events. One is called the Queen's Guard, and they are tasked with caring for Queen Elizabeth specifically. The 95-year-old monarch has a special role as a figurehead of her country, and her safety is paramount. In combination with the Scotland Yard, the Queen's Guards screen each building that she enters and always has a carefully calculated escape plan in place to keep her out of harm's way. In addition to bodyguards and chauffeured cars, the royal family also travels with a motorcade or police escort, even to Prince George's school. This helps clear the road as well as providing protection for members of the royal family. Number 2. Mohammed bin Salman. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, wields huge political and economical power in the world through the state-owned oil company Saudi Aramco. Bin Salman and his family are some of the richest people on the planet, and since his alleged involvement in the assassination of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, the Crown Prince has made some international enemies. Since coming to power in 2017, he has consolidated the power of his military personnel, combining Saudi Arabia's military and security agencies. He has a 1,000-person strong security team that includes traditional soldiers and a cybersecurity team, and he announced that 800 new officer appointments are planned by the end of 2021. Bin Salman has already spent more than $20 billion on military equipment in the last 2 years. How he plans to use this technology is another question entirely. Number 1. Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin worked for many years in Russia's Federal Security Service before climbing the political ladder and becoming president. Putin, of all people, has an appreciation for the necessity of heightened protection. Because he is a man with many enemies, he has beefed up the Residential Security Service during his time in office. Little is known about the workings of Putin's arm in the Federal Protection Service. There is no public data about his operations, and there are no publicly available reports. It's so secretive that only assumptions can be made about what they do. It's being said that Putin employs 2,000 to 3,000 plainclothes officers to guard him in any given time. They secure any building that he is scheduled to enter and work around the clock to mitigate any threats to his safety. The unit has armored cars, drones, and even a dedicated psychological security unit that collects intelligence regarding any perceived threat either at home or abroad. And it pays to do well in these positions. Many of Putin's guards have been promoted to prestigious positions in the Kremlin and gained immense wealth and prosperity in exchange for their unquestioned loyalty. Putin has gifted many of them prized properties in the most highly sought-after parts of Russia, often turning to bribery, intimidation, and blackmail to scare the current residents out of their homes. Some were decorated World War II veterans whom the Soviet Union had promised lifetime employment and pensions, but in the newly independent Russian Federation, there can be no such guarantees. During the 1990s, these workers say a small clique of powerful businessmen and criminals used manipulation, forgery, intimidation, and even beatings to seize their land. Needless to say, Putin is a very well-protected man. Well, there you have it, the 5 most heavily guarded billionaires in the world. Let us know down in the comments which of these 5 figures you didn't expect to see on this list. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I'm Lavish Wu, and I'll see you next time.